Hey, Fight fans, welcome back to Carlo Prusa MMA. I am Carlo Prusa, and today I am with UFC fighter. He is Mr. T.WRECKS, Terrence Mckinney. Terrence, how are you doing, my friend? How's you enjoying your Sunday?
It's doing great. Watch some church. Son's taking a nap, so it should be a smooth interview. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome, man. So, you made quite a name for yourself in the UFC. You've become a fighter that a lot of guys like, a lot of fans really enjoy watching. You have a great fighting style. You're really fun to watch. How did you get into this crazy world of combat sports? What made you want to try this?
At first, I was thinking about it, but I was kind of scared to do this at first. But like Mike Chiesa was a huge inspiration. Watched him win the Ultimate Fighter, and then I had like a crazy near-death experience, and I think God just showed me that fighting was what I meant to do, and share His message on how He saved me, and the rest been history.
One thing that I think is interesting to notice with your record, when you look at your topology and your shirt dog, you had a very short amateur career. What was part of the decision of turning pro? Was that something you just wanted to kind of experience off the bat?
It just all happened like quick. So like, I basically fought a pro in like a kickboxing match, right? Cause like he wanted, I guess he wanted to fight at the show, and I was like, I'll fight you. And then I did a kickboxing match with him, end up winning like split decision. And then after that, my coach decided that we're going pro.
You made it to the Dana White Contender Series. It's your first taste of the big show. The contest didn't go your way, but at the time, what were some of the learning experiences? What were you able to take away from that experience?
Just humbling myself and making sure I take my injury seriously and then just knowing that like if they wanted me then, they want me later, and make sure I take care of my body first.
So after that experience, you went back, battled it out on the regional scene, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call. You get to fight in the UFC after some LFA fights. You get a debut fight against Matt Frivola. Do you remember where you were when you got the phone call that the UFC started?
Uh, I think I was at the gym. Luckily,
And what was that experience like for you? What were you feeling in that moment?
I was a little nervous because I was like, man, Matt Favola on a short notice. But my coach believed in me, so can't doubt yourself if your coach believed in you. So I trusted in him, and I said, all right, let's do it.
So you go out there, you take the fight against Matt Frivola. I mean, amazing. 7 seconds. You're able to tag him with the shot, knocked him out. Huge victory for you. What a way to make a UFC debut. Walk me through that finish. At what point did you see the opening to land that shot?
It was thanks to my coach Pablo. I think we just knew like anytime we fight like taller opponents, he would start with a leg kick. So we worked in the back probably like 100 times before I came out, timing the kick and hitting the 1-2 as hard and fast as I can. And as soon as I seen him switch his feet to throw the kick, I just threw the 1-2 as fast as I can.
What
And
were
then
the emotions like after that?
oh, it was crazy, man. I was too excited. I almost blew my damn knee out.
You touched upon it a little bit earlier in the interview, but your story is truly amazing. I think you're an inspiration to so many people that you can battle through things. Obviously, they've talked about a little publicly. You were pronounced dead at one time, went through a lot of crazy stuff. You're able to turn yourself around and yourself being, a premier top UFC athlete. With going through all of that in the past, winning that debut in that faction, was that kind of a sense of satisfaction for you knowing that, hey, I overcome all this stuff and I'm just going to do nothing to move forward and forward?
Yeah, it was just a whole lot of emotions, just knowing that I finally like did what I said I was gonna do, and just making my parents proud, and like it was just crazy emotions. I was just happy, just for the opportunity, and just for all the breakthrough that God brought me. And like I said, something I'll never forget.
I think one thing that's very interesting about you, when you look at the way you fight, you're a very complete mixed martial artist. Obviously, you got some crazy power with the hands, but you're a guy who is not afraid of going to the ground. You can land some chokes. I think the fight against Ziam, the next one after that, you're able to finish him with that rear naked choke. You showed that you're a very versatile fighter. At what point in your career did you really start thinking, hey, if I want to be successful at the big shows, I need to be as well-rounded as possible?
Uh, just from the very beginning, to be honest with that. I just wanted to have good enough hands, but also I didn't want to be like a guy beating someone up and getting triangled or something when I'm winning. That was like something that really like I wanted to make sure wasn't a possibility. So I made sure I trained both when I started out. So just staying well rounded because, like I said, you got to be able to take people out of their game, and so you have to make sure I'm expert in every area.
In addition to that, obviously, when you took the fight on Frivola, it was very short notice. How important is it for you, and do you think for mixed martial arts in general, to have that philosophy where if you're going to do this, you have to train year round? You can't really take breaks off.
Yeah, that's important. Like I tell people, it's a lifestyle, and still, I still battle with that today. I'm still working on that myself, but just knowing, like, yeah, this is a lifestyle, and I just had to tell myself. That's what I tell myself every day. How do I expect to beat the champ when they're training year round? Like that means I'm just gonna be playing catch up. So, uh, like they said, you got to be disciplined. The days you don't want to train, that's when you got to train, and that's what I've been living with lately.
So many people watch mixed martial arts in this day and age, and I feel like when they see the Jorge Masvidals and the McGregors, the John Joneses, they look at these guys and they're like, "What a life it must be to be a professional mixed martial artist. This must be the best life ever." Little do they know, man, being a mixed martial artist has a lot of sacrifices. There's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows. When you're battling it out on the regional scene before you get to the big shows, I think that is the toughest thing anyone can do. You're not making millions of dollars fighting on the regional scene. A lot of guys have to have 9 to 5 jobs. You have to pay for the training. Some have kids, some have wives. Then you have to deal with a bunch of killers in the gym every day who want it just as bad as you. Obviously, when you make it to the UFC and stuff like that, the financial side of things are better, but the sacrifices still hold. What has made you stick motivated and keep punching and kicking?
Just the support team around me, my family, my baby moms, just everyone around me, my mom, like I said, just family. Mostly just God, myself. Like at the end of the day, like if you want something, you gotta go get it. So like, and I like you gotta just like some of my coach told me. He said you gotta hate losing more than you like winning, and like that's the only way you're gonna be great. So that's just where I've been at for a while.
Recently you started training at Fusion XL. I think in the past you've done some cross training there, and now you're there a little more consistently. I think that's a gym that's very underrated, man. I think there's a lot of great talent. I think Coach Julian Williams does a good job there. Bruno does a good job. You guys like Alex Nicholson's and Phil Rowe and Beast Boy Davis and Lucas Alexander and Val Woodburn. What do you like about that gym?
Just everything. I'm getting involved in my grappling. I'm getting better at striking defense, and just so many hungry guys that are so close to being signed to UFC in our gym. So like, I'm getting pushed every day because people want to be in the same spot as me. So it's helping me stay sharp.
In addition, another guy that's at that gym, obviously UFC Hall of Famer Lyoto Machida, he still goes there. He mixes it up. He gets in some sparring. What is it like to be able to have a Hall of Famer there to, maybe ask questions to or mix it up with?
It's a huge blessing, and his son's a beast. Like, and the dude is so hard to hit. Actually, it's crazy. Like he can still compete. Like, he's still so agile for his age. It's an honor anytime I get to go with him. Even his son, he's like 12 years old. The dude's like phenomenal.
In addition to the fighting, it looks like you've really taken up kind of like the streaming, do some stuff on YouTube, some Twitch stuff. How did you get into that world of things?
I've been meaning to do it already, just trying to be more consistent with it. So,
Do you feel like it's important? I think a lot of fighters kind of get lost in the sense where they don't realize, you can only do fighting for so long. There's a short window that you can remain active and compete. Do you feel like it's important to start identifying other things you can do while you're still able to compete?
of course, like you said, because you can't fight forever, and like I tell people, it's not just out of us right now. It's about the generational wealth. So, like, I got to make sure my family's set. So, like, making sure I utilize every part of this platform and exposure that I'm getting.
So now looking forward a little bit in the future here, coming off of a fight over in May. in the perfect world, when do you want to be back out there? When do you want to have another contest?
Whenever. I'm ready whenever. Like I said, I'm starting to peak right now, so like I'll fight November, December, don't matter. I'm looking to get in there in November though, and then have a quick turnaround in December.
There is a card in Florida in December. There's one in
Yeah,
Tampa.
that's
Not too
that's what
far.
I'm trying to get on. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I think that would be a great fit. A bunch of the Fusion guys would come out to that one for sure. You've got to fight in front of crowds. You've got to fight in the Apex. Do you have a preference? Do you enjoy one over the other?
It don't really matter to me, but I like the Apex because it's just like chill. I can hear my coaches, and it's just like going to practice. It's almost that's what it feels like when I'm out there.
When you're doing that, obviously with a lot less fans, does the communication for you, is that a big difference? Like, can you even hear the commentators and stuff talk to you in that environment while you
Yeah,
fight?
you can hear everything in there, so it's super cool to hear.
Very cool. All right, so you've been through a lot in your career. Obviously, you've overcome a lot of obstacles, a lot of demons. What do you think the biggest thing that you have learned from being a mixed martial artist?
Uh, just to take your losses as a lesson and use it as a chance to mature and grow.
Has the
Basically,
goal
just take everything as a grain of salt because it can eat you alive quickly. So I just making sure I just dust it off my shoulders because they'll love you then, and then 1 second they'll hate you. So you just gotta focus on you and your performance. Like I thought, focus on the results recently, and just focus on performing and actually really enjoying my time when I'm out there competing.
there's so many fans that watch this sport, and a lot of times now you have a lot of the casual term is being used. There's a lot of fans who watch it and may not really understand fully what's going on. For me, it's hard to go to a bar or watch a fight in the stands because you see guys battling for exchanges on the ground. Fans are yelling, "Twist them!" in the what, and they're booing and they're going crazy. They have these crazy takes on things and they have no idea what they're talking about. What do you think of these casual fans? I mean, is this just a part that we need to accept that's just good for the sport?
Yeah, it's good for the sport, and uh, it just it's good for our mental because like a lot of people be like they get mad about it, but at the end of the day, it's motivation.
All right, last question for you, Terrence. What is the goals now going forward? What are your goals at this point of your career?
Uh, things never change. I still want to get ranked as soon as possible. So right now, I just gotta win this next fight, win another one, and then I want to run it back with Drew Dober, and then fight a ranked opponent. That's what I'm looking to do, and then get the belt. And I want to start my first community center next year, and try to make it a worldwide branch, and just help as many people as I can along the way.
Awesome, man. Well, Terrence, thank you so much for sitting and talking with me this afternoon, my friend. I wish you nothing but the best.
Likewise, brother. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for us today. That is T.WRECKS, Mr. Terrence McKinney. I'm the fight doctor, Kyle Fruza. Peace out, fight fans.
Yes, sir.